In a cozy little town nestled between snow-capped mountains, Christmas was always the most magical time of year. Strings of golden lights twinkled in every window, and the scent of freshly baked cookies drifted through the air. But this year, something felt different. Snowflakes fell heavier, and the laughter that usually echoed in the town square was softer. It was as though the town itself knew a secret it couldn't share. At the edge of the town, a curious 10-year-old boy named Evan was staring out of his frosty window. His parents, like everyone else in the town, were bustling about, preparing for Christmas. But Evan felt a strange longing in his heart this year. His grandmother, who had been the heart of their family, had passed away in the summer. It would be their first Christmas without her, and the thought of it felt hollow.
She would want me to make Christmas feel special.
Evan whispered, clutching a small wooden ornament she had carved for him. A little reindeer with his name etched on the side. Evan decided to do something he hadn't done in years. He pulled out a piece of paper and began writing to Santa Claus.
Dear Santa, this Christmas, I don't want toys or games. I want something magical, something that will bring joy back to our family and our town. If you can, please help us remember why Christmas feels special. Thank you, Evan.
He folded the letter and slid it into an envelope. That night, under the blanket of stars, he tiptoed to the town square and slipped the letter into the red mailbox labeled Santa's Express. The next morning, something unusual happened. A knock on the door startled Evan, and when he opened it, there was no one there. Only a trail of sparkling snow leading into the woods. Curious, Evan bundled up and followed the trail, his breath forming little clouds in the icy air. The trail led him to an enormous evergreen tree in the middle of the forest. Beneath it stood a small figure wearing a red and green coat, his pointed ears peeking out from under a floppy hat.
Hello there. You must be Evan.
Who are you?
I'm Pip, one of Santa's elves. I got your letter, and Santa thought you might need a little help to bring the magic back to Christmas.
Step through, and I'll show you how Christmas magic works.
Though nervous, Evan's curiosity outweighed his fear. He stepped through the doorway and found himself in a bustling workshop filled with elves running around, wrapping presents and tinkering with toys.
This is Santa's workshop. But we have a bigger mission today. Do you see that star over there?
Pip pointed to a glowing golden star hanging above the workshop.
That's the Christmas star. It keeps the spirit of Christmas alive. But this year, its light is dimming. People are forgetting what makes Christmas special. We need to recharge it.
How?
By spreading joy and kindness. We have to remind people what Christmas is truly about. These are wishes waiting to be fulfilled. Let's start in your town.
Pip handed Evan a satchel filled with tiny glowing orbs. The two returned to Evan's town square. Pip explained how the orbs worked. Each one would grant a small but meaningful wish to someone who needed it. Evan saw a lonely old man sitting on a bench, gazing at the festive decorations. He picked an orb from the satchel and whispered,
I wish she could feel the warmth of Christmas again.
The orb floated from Evan's hand and burst into sparkling light above the man's head. Suddenly, the man's face lit up with a smile as children gathered around him, singing Christmas carols. Evan noticed a young girl crying by a snowman. Her scarf had blown away in the wind. He released another orb, and a colorful scarf appeared, wrapping itself gently around her shoulders. The girl beamed with delight. With each wish granted, the town seemed to glow brighter. Laughter returned, and the air filled with a sense of magic. As the day turned to evening, Pip and Evan returned to the forest.
The Christmas star is glowing brighter.
But just as Evan was about to celebrate, a cold wind swept through the forest, extinguishing the warm glow of the star.
What's happening?
There's someone who doesn't want Christmas to be magical. Jack Frost. He thrives on cold and loneliness, and he's been trying to dim the Christmas star for years.
A shadowy figure emerged from the trees, his icy blue eyes gleaming.
Christmas magic is overrated. Let the world enjoy the quiet of winter.
Jack Frost raised his hand, and shards of ice shot toward the star. Pip tried to block them, but his magic wasn't strong enough. Evan, clutching his grandmother's reindeer ornament, stepped forward.
Stop. You don't understand what Christmas means to people. It's not just about lights and presents. It's about love and togetherness.
Jack Frost hesitated, his icy demeanor softening for a moment.
And what makes you think you can save it, boy?
Evan held up the ornament.
This belongs to my grandmother. She made much of every Christmas special kum, or even the tito ganshis dugon, to her love is to my hair. That's what Christmas is about, keeping the people with what love close, even the fair far away eye.
Old Jack Frost stared at the ornament, and something in his expression changed. He lowered his hand, and the icy shards melted into snowflakes. Christmas star began to glow brighter than ever, its light filling the sky with golden rays. Jack Frost sighed and stepped back into the shadows.
Perhaps I've underestimated Christmas.
He said before vanishing into the night.
You did it, Evan. You reminded everyone, even Jack Frost, what Christmas is truly about.
When Evan returned to town, he found the square more beautiful than ever. Snow glistened like diamonds, and every home shone with a warm glow. His parents hugged him tightly, and for the first time in months, Evan felt whole again. As he looked up at the Christmas star shining brightly in the sky, he whispered,
Thank you, Grandma. I think Nikki, you helped me better.
That night, as Santa flew through the sky delivering presents, Evan drifted to sleep with a heart full of joy, knowing he had played a part in saving the magic of Christmas.